Hello, and welcome to another episode. We're starting things off a little differently. As you can see, we're in my building a laboratory. And last episode, we basically I kept calling it a bee farm, but it's actually a honey farm, like a honeycomb farm. So I did that, and I did some stuff for the flower forest and whatever. And so for this episode, I decided it's finally time to start working on my nether base because I currently live in a little shack and it's not going super great. So yeah, I need a proper base. And so this episode's going to be very heavy on like the theory, I guess you could say, basically concepts and ideas I had, rather than like actual progress and whatever. But anyways, so first of all, when you make in the nether, basically what I want to do is I want to be in the nether without having to be in the nether. And so the first thing I designed were these little pods. And so these little pods are meant to be easily reproducible, and the inside can be very customizable, is the goal. So I'm going to show you what I have right now in my world. So this is what I did not show you in the last episode, but really quick. I just want to show you that dye farm wise, I realized I didn't have a green dye farm, so I made a very quick and simple cactus farm. It's not extremely efficient just because, you know, like there's basically it grows, it breaks against the glass, and then sometimes it's going to just pop right off onto, you know, either itself or another cactus, and so it's going to disappear. But that's fine. I'm not looking for industrial amounts here. If I do someday want like an actual crazy farm, then I'll expand it. But for now, this is all I want. It's good enough. It looks okay here. But anyways, I did not show you this in the last video, so we're going to do this now. But you're going to see what I mean by the pods. So by pods, I mean I have this design, right? And I've made it very customizable. So in here I have my honey comb, and you know I have flowers. So you can tell that this is the flower forest pod. And so the goal is that I have a bunch of these pods to protect my portal, and you know, so and also that it's like easy to see from the outside. And so here I'll show you. They're all kind of the same idea, but customizable on the inside, just so you can kind of get the vibe of which, you know, portal you're going to. So very simple 5x5 little hexagon kind of shape with the warped wood. You might be saying like, oh my god, stop using warped wood. But no, my answer is no to that. I wanted to use the warped wood because everything is red in the nether. You know, it's fire and lava everywhere, so I figured, hey, you know, apart from the skeleton biome, I might as well just have this blue stuff everywhere. I had this idea to create these little, and I'll show them in more detail, but to have essentially these like tunnels, and these very kind of easily reproducible 5x5 segments that you then can connect to each other so that you can have connections between each of these little pods. So for example, here is a basic, straight little segment, and then you can just like repeat this pattern like side by side by side. Here is, for example, a turn segment. By the way, this is not going to be here. It's just going to be like plain. I just wanted to put this here just to add a little, thank you, just to add a little separation just so I can see it a bit easier. But here's going to be this is a turn segment if I need to turn in another. Here is a split. So if I need to split somewhere, I mean, you can also make it like a 4-way split if you really wanted to, but I just, basically copy this on this half, and simple, very, very easy to do essentially. Also, these solar lanterns for lighting, but also to keep the piglins out if somehow they manage to get in here. And then, so then here, see another basic segment. See how they just kind of connect together super easily? Here is a slope if I have to go up or down in the Nether. Here's, I call it version 2, basically anything that's not glass. So like here, say you go through the netherrack, there's really nothing to see. Why waste glass? Might as well just put a bunch of copper or maybe warped wood or crimson wood, or if I run out of glass but I still want to see outside, maybe just put some iron bars, or if I want to change the vibe, put iron bars. If I have to go diagonal, like in theory, yes, I could just attach a bunch of turning segments, like turn this way and then turn that way and then just do that. But I don't know, I feel like it'd just be faster to just have a diagonal segment. And then you can see here another turn segment, another slope segment. Here's a highway. I call it a highway segment. Basically, it's faster to go through with a boat on ice. I think it's either blue ice or packed ice, I'm not sure. But basically you go through that, you put some fences or walls or glass or something so that you don't go swerving so much, and you can go super fast like that. So I call this a highway segment. And then there's a little railway segment, which is, for distances that it's too long to go by foot, but it's too short to like warrant a whole highway for it. So just a little railroad segment if you want to do that. And then this one I'm not sure about. This is an exit segment, I called it. Basically, if I want to exit directly into the Nether for whatever reason, I could do that. Or maybe I could, I'll also probably have a design for like an exit at the end, like sticking out of here. I'll make another exit segment. But yeah, that's kind of, if I want an exit, if I have my tunnel and I just want to exit out the side, well, then I have that, and I'll make an exit for the, if I want to exit out of the end, I should definitely have that design. I didn't think of that until now. You can see this is another basic segment. This is a turn segment. This is a pod connection. So basically, when I have a pod, I want it to connect to here. So ideally, for example, with my village, I have my village pod, and then I would have this segment that would connect to a bunch of other of these segments until it gets to my kind of main base, right? So then for the last segment, I have something called a bridge connection segment, which basically looks like this. In the overworld, I have this bridge on like in front of my house, basically. And I thought, hey, why don't I just make this but another version? So I have this in front of my house in the overworld, and I'm gonna have this over huge lava lakes. I think this would look really cool, and again, the blue will stand out, so I can hopefully see it kind of from a distance. And I was gonna do blackstone, but I found that, I don't know, the blackstone is the piglins, I don't want to take that thunder away from them, and I like the deep slate. It has a higher blast resistance, I think, than regular stone. So, this would work really nicely. And so then, this would be pretty cool. Like imagine if you were on a highway and then you had, you were going over this giant lava lake. Because again, this would be over lava lakes. I would not do this kind of on the ground just because then mobs could just walk over this. They can just walk over. I don't want them to do that. you know, but like imagine going through a highway and then like having to go through Netherrack and then like ending up in this kind of bridge connection and then like ending up again like over the lake. That, I don't know, that'd just be kind of, that'd be cool. Here you can see I had tried it with blackstone and I don't like it, so I'm gonna be sticking, I think the deep slate just looks better. So, you know, I was experimenting with the same concept of like having segments and then just attaching them. You know, what does it look like if you go up? Well, if it was just up, you would just have these, right? But like, what if you wanted to go down? Or what if you wanted to have a split up and down? You know, like have one above the other that maybe splits off at some point. I don't know. I was just experimenting here and I think it looks pretty dope. I think this is gonna look really cool. You know, and then I put buttons up here because I don't know about the spawning. I have to see. I don't want things spawning here. But anyways, so that's that kind of idea. Also over here, just a quick note. Oh yeah, you can see here pod connection directly over a bridge segment. Here's a little outside area, which may be helpful. Also, just a quick note here. This is this is the plan for the bee farm. You know, like I've been planning this for quite a while, just testing out different designs. In the end, I'm very happy with the design I went with. But yeah, just so you can see, this is the work that I had attempted. So, yeah, anyways, back to this. You know, speaking of these pod connections, here is the pod connection to what would be the main base. You know, because I have to have my main nether base. So, or like the one that's for my house, but also like if I decide to move in the future, like say I'm like, hey, I've done literally everything I can do. There's a new, you know, version of Minecraft coming out. Might as well just start totally fresh in a new area, in which case I just go to somewhere else in the world, start from scratch with like no tools, no armor, nothing. Just me in the world again. Well, then that would become like my new major base. Or if I just create like a big major base where I want to be in, well, I might as well have, you know, a really cool looking hub. And actually this roof design, this glass roof, I wanted to do glass. I wasn't sure what design, and so my mother came up with this design actually. So thank you to Mama spacetypo for that. And I came up with this bottom. I decided to mirror it. I think it looks really cool. And I think the lodestone looks pretty fancy here, and obviously like 3 of them would be useless, but 1 of them would actually, you know, lead to the compass. So yeah, anyways, so this is what the pod would, my main pod would look like. My mom said that it looked like a train station from a Ghibli movie, which I was very honored. And I mean, it kind of does if you kind of add like rails. I mean, yeah, I can kind of see it, you know. I was honored. Anyways, so yeah, this would be, say, an exit to the bridge, because if you remember when I spawn in, like I had like a huge lava lake underneath, like right in front of me. If you remember when I first spawned in my first time going into the Nether. This is what it would look like on the outside. And then I have this pod connection segment for the village, because I have one that would go directly to my village pod. So it would be, so as I said before, like I would be in the Nether without having to be in the Nether. So I could go to the village without having to deal with mobs. So like I jump straight out of my portal and go right to the village portal and not ever have to be exposed to anything, essentially. And then this is a potential design. I'm not 100% sure. I know that I have to make it a fence gate just because piglins can open up like doors. but they can't go through fence gates. So, yeah, that's the idea here potentially, because I have an area that I might want to just go straight to the Nether. You know, also, like, in case I need to run out somewhere, I might as well have an easy to access area. So this is a potential design, or I'll just get rid of this entirely. That feels risky though. I don't know. This feels risky. Like, if a ghast is attacking me, I could run in and, like, here they wouldn't be able to it wouldn't be able to see me. Like, if it was there, I just have to move here and then it can't see me anymore. But, like, I don't want it to destroy all the glass, right? So I don't know yet, but it's a thought. And then this last one here is an elevator, because I had this cool idea of having an elevator take me to the Nether, like above the Nether roof. And this is a very simple flying machine design. And it's not super fast, but like it's like the same speed going up a ladder, right? So this design is by B Blocks, and what I need to do is basically make a 5x5 hole in the Nether roof. And I found a really easy tutorial for destroying like these blocks, so it's not like that big of a deal. But yeah, anyways, it's a very, very simple flying machine, and I'm the only one in the world anyway, so I don't need like a machine to call it up or down. So like here I just jump in and yeah, this was a different, oh yeah, this was what I was supposed to have. It was originally gonna be this, but then, which is way cooler. But the problem is that it's a 3 wide hole, and so it'd look really stupid because like there would be like just, it would be, it's a 2x2 door, but it's a 3x3 like hole, right? So anyways, I had to change it to a simpler flying machine. And then I watched a video on the fastest vertical travel, and it turns out spam clicking these is the fastest way up. So if I get really annoyed with the flying machine, or just I find that it's not as good, well then I can always just replace it with this, and then I can get up really fast or as fast as I can click, rather. So yeah, that is kind of the ideas that I have for my Nether hub. You know, just a little bit of theory here. So yeah, the idea is to have these little things that you can hopefully see against the netherrack. Like, this would be a bastion of hope if I was running in the Nether and I just saw this like blue wood. I'd be like, oh thank God, I know that it's easy, it's just glass, I can break it, get out, you know. So that's the theory, that's the idea. So yeah, for this episode I just wanted to show you these ideas, and I also wanted to start constructing the basic outline here, and to do the redstone for this. So we're going to go back into my world, and I'll show you that I started doing it, and then I stopped recording, and I forgot to start recording again. So yeah. So this is what it looks like now. Get out of here. Get out. So like imagine that bridge over this huge like lava lake. I'd have to jump into the lake to build it up, but that's fine. That's why I have fire resistance. And I only had to use it once when I was building that, but as you can see, that's, you know, what it looks like from here. I put obsidian there. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but just in case like a ghast shoots at it, at least maybe the redstone will go flying into the lava lake. So that's what it looks like from here. And let's go in. This is what it looks like on the inside. So this is my beautiful little shack. Now a little nicer. So as you can see, here would be the one extending directly into the nether. Not a fan. I don't like being out here. I have my helmet on, my gold helmet, so it's okay. But like, also imagine here, that big bridge style going over. That would be really sick in my opinion. And again, see the blue, like how red it is here? I think it'd look really cool. And then I would have my pod, like that design of the, like the little tubes essentially going straight to my village portal. Here, I'll show you what it looks like right now. See, this is dangerous. If there's a ghast that shows up, there's skeletons. If there's a ghast that shows up, it's irritating. It's dangerous. No. But yeah, this is the village portal. You can see it's customized to be like in the village. I have to figure out what to put here, because I can't put glass. I don't know what, I'll put something here. But you know, here obviously I'd like to have it open, or maybe I'll like put the tube sticking out there, maybe up here. I'm not sure. But yeah, so you can see kind of the goal here. Let me go back home. I don't want to be exposed. Nope. Oh god, you could catch me in theory. You could just jump in. But anyways, I want to fill up this glass now. That's kind of the next plan, is glass at the top, glass at the bottom. Oh no. And I created I hate gas so much. Can you let me talk? No. Okay. Anyways, I'll put a link in the void to the redstone for this thing. But basically, it's very simple. Even I could do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Oh no, where is it? I think it's gonna look really cool. So next step is to then fill in all of this glass. Oh god, see, I don't need that in my life. I don't need that. Where are you? I hate ghasts. They don't scare me, it's just that they irritate me. Because then they ruin my stuff. And then there's zombie pigmen everywhere. So yeah, I would like to have something a little better than this shack. And I'd like to be able to run around the nether without having to worry about mobs. And obviously the bridge is exposed, but you know, I would like a little bit of controlled danger is I guess what I would like to put, as how I'm gonna put it. Like, out on the bridge, I'm not, the only thing that I have to worry about is a ghast potentially shooting me. But that's it. Everywhere else, like, I don't have to worry about wearing gold because I'll be inside my tunnels. I don't have to worry about, you know, being out here. Like, there's no pigmen. If I accidentally shoot one, I could just run back into my house. So I need to put slabs across the top here. I need to put glass above here, and then glass on the floor, and then I can take down this stupid little shack. You know, stupid shack, my beloved, but also it is very much a shack, and it is not ideal. And then I'm going to move my lodestone, this one, and put it probably up in the corner there. Before I forget, okay, let's go. Look how nice my house looks. Oh yeah, there's my tree farm. I moved it there, and I'm gonna try and create a cool build around it of some kind. From part 16, I am a fan of Gerb myself by Astro Alt Anonymous. Astro, I'll have you know that Gerb did survive the raid. I think he's still alive, I'm not sure. I have to do a head count. And then last episode, World Class commented, "The house looks sick as frick. Love to see you being so creative. Thank you very much. I like my house too." So yeah, I forgot to read these out last. I forgot to read this one out last episode. So sorry, Astro. I got it now though. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think. Peace.